Hey everyone, welcome back to Acres of Clay Homestead. Today Mom and I are going to be running a couple of errands. I'm getting all of my lumber for building garden beds today. So we got the big vehicle out and we're going to fill her up.
Yeah, we got the seats down as far as they can. She's going to be building how many?
I plan on I wanted to build 12, but I'm getting enough for 6 beds today. So
Really?
Yeah, because Dad has all of the 16 foot.
So she doesn't have to purchase all of it. What?
If I get 6, hold on, I have to recalculate.
We have to do some math a minute. So we're gonna stop to the store and grab some lumber, but we're also stopping to a local seed store where she's gonna look for seeds for her garden, since she's not going to use all my seeds. She's got to get her own.
I will be borrowing a lot of Mom's. Borrowing as in not giving them back later.
Oh, I'll benefit from them probably.
Okay.
You put some cut flowers on my table.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to head out and do those errands. But it's Kenzie's day off, so it's beautiful outside.
Get it done. Yeah, Dad has me working out on the farm later, so we got to get this done bright and early in the morning, because that's why we look like this, because it's bright and early.
We're back from the lumber yard and the seed store, and you can't even see, no, you can't even imagine what we got. She got 21 2x12s by 8. They fit in here. If we had, what in the world? Why?
Please love me.
Oh, yeah, chip on me. What are you? Kenzie's eating chips and feeding the dog. We got all this lumber, and we couldn't probably get another, maybe two more in.
Yeah.
But that's it. Anyway, we got seeds. We got some ever-bearing strawberry plants.
The potatoes, asparagus, onions.
Yeah, all the good stuff. She got a whole bag of seeds. Are we gonna do a seed haul? No, we're not gonna do that, but their seeds at this place are pretty reasonable. And so, like, this packet has, I don't know, they go by weight, but I mean, for 90 cents for that packet.
Most of them are like 85 cents.
The green beans are $5 a pound, so.
Potatoes.
And she got a couple different potatoes.
I'm gonna try purple.
Purple potato and
blue.
Ooh, blue. And the sun is shining, so.
Yeah,
so she's excited about getting her seeds started. Anyway,
yeah,
we got a lot to unload now.
Yeah, we do. We gotta get started.
So Mom and Dad brought the sprayer home, what was it, how many months ago? Last fall?
Was it last fall? Or this winter?
I don't know. We finally pulled it out. We're hoping to use it next week. So I've been tasked with the job of going through it and trying to make sure it all works. So I don't know how much you showed them.
I'm not sure I showed you guys much of anything, but you can show them what you're doing, or
so a lot of these old lines, this is the newer I will say, line, but a lot of the original hoses had dried out and cracked, so I've been going through and replacing. We kind of redesigned the setup, and we're gonna see how it works. What they had going on was the pump pulls liquid out of the tank, would pressurize it, and it would, how did they do that? It was a rather interesting setup, but this is like a flow valve, so this valve here just allows more or less flow through it based on where it's turned. And what they had was, this would regulate all the flow, and the fluid was either going through these valves, or if it wasn't going through these valves, it was getting bypassed and going right back into the pump and just circulating in a little loop between the pump and not between the tank. So Dad thinks this setup will work better. We're gonna find out. But what it's doing is it's pulling fluid out of the tank,
Out of the tank.
Yep. Or if you want, it can pull it out of an external tank to fill this tank. But out of the tank, through the valve body, and then it'll either bypass through into this tank, or it will go, if the valves are open, go to each specific zone. So there'll be the left zone, well, that'd be the right zone, there's a back one, and then there's this side. So I've actuated all the valves. 2 of them were stuck, so I just got done taking them apart, and it's just a coil in here. These 2 screws come off. This little set screw here is just a rod that goes down in the middle of the coil, and it acts as a stop, so the piston comes up and it pretty much just hits against it. And that based on where this pin is set, up or down, it will allow more fluid or less fluid, because that's just the hit point that the main piston valve hits against. So the other thing is turning them when they're this rusty. But anyway, so these 2 screws come off, that pin and all that comes off, and then you can take your coil out, and then the piston in there was corroded onto the coil, so I just had to sand it down and oil it. It should work, we're gonna find out. But I gotta go through and replace these connectors because everything's corroded and everything's dried out. And
yeah. Oh.
And Ethan's back.
This is a homemade weight for the tractor that Ethan has been building. Does it work good? Did you design this yourself?
Yeah.
It's one of a kind. Ethan designed. So yeah.
It needs some work.
Does it? I thought we were gonna fill it with concrete.
No.
Change of plans. Well, they said they were gonna. Well, if that don't hurt your ears, I don't know what will.
So we were gonna fill it with concrete, but Dad wants it, or we want it a little heavier. So we got 4 of these ACO weights. I don't know, where are they? 120 pounds?
120 pounds each?
Yeah, we got 4 of them.
And that's gonna be heavier than concrete?
1 bag, 2 bag, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
See me. Hello.
I can't see you. Let's do this. This is the weight, 125 pounds?
I don't know, something like that. Whatever 55 kilogram is.
Oh, you could Google it.
So we're gonna take this back panel, this top one, and then we're gonna run a strip that connects to, so there's gonna be 4 of them. We'll run on the back side of them.
So they can just hook on?
Yeah, and then they'll run in between. About the center of here, so.
Oh. So what do you got here?
Welcome to the mess of the lifetime.
This is a one-in-a-lifetime mess. The whole...
So, on the sprayer, I'm still also trying to figure out the foaming setup, but
So
this is the parts of the motor. So,
for the foamer.
yes, so that it uses compressed air. It pressurizes the whatever foaming chemical that you put in the tank. It pressurizes the tank a little bit, and you have a valve to regulate how much fluid goes out, and then it mixes air and that fluid and sends it down, supposedly down 2 different lines, and it mixes it at the nozzle. But
They're not mixed together in the tank?
no,
Really? Huh.
at least not on this setup.
Oh.
But I don't know. There's a couple things here. I don't know how it's gonna work. But the pump was dried out and didn't turn, and the bearings are out on it, and so I tore it all apart. But we're gonna try replacing the bearings. I know it works, so we're gonna try replacing the bearings. This pump's like $400, and it's like, meh. But
Can you do that again?
the biggest hiccup was that these magnets, this half of the magnet actually had come out, or when I pulled it apart, came out. So
it's broke.
yeah, and it's cracked in half. So I JB welded it back to the housing, and
Good
we'll
old
see.
JB
We'll
weld.
see. It works.
Yeah. What
we'll
would
see
we
how long
do
it
without
holds.
it?
I don't know. I don't use it that much. It's just stuff like this, but we'll see how it lasts. So, but
So that's
so I got new bearings coming today, and then I'm gonna replace these, and we'll see how it runs. And hopefully, it doesn't sound dried out and nasty. So,
So this is Kenzie's garden area. We bought the lumber the other day for it. She put a finish on it and then filled it with soil. And yeah, she says they're about ready. She's putting up a few trellises in here throughout to grow melons, beans, flowers. She wants to do a lot of flowers. Yeah, so she's pretty excited. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She has 10 beds here, so she did a good job. Looks good. We got the barn fans running today, moving some air because there's not a lot of wind out, and the cows got to stay comfortable. It's quite a temperature change for cows. They do better in cooler weather than they do in real hot weather where they start panting. But they're doing okay. They're handling it well, and it actually feels really nice in here. So they're just relaxing. It is so beautiful out here today. I'm taking a trip to the workshop, see what the guys are up to. I've got some projects. It's gorgeous out here. We're probably gonna have record temperatures today in the 80s or around 80, which for us in April is like hot. This is June, July weather that we're having, not April. We're usually in April, we're still fussing with snow and ick. Anyways, I am thankful for this weather. Even if it is short-lived, they are talking snow in a couple days, so I'm just gonna enjoy it being 80. All right, next day. The guys got sidetracked, so they didn't finish with the sprayer yesterday, so Sydney's been working on it this morning, and it looks like they ran some foam through it. He might talk about it and maybe even show you how it works. So
I don't know if I know how it works.
you
So
do.
he's been working on it. Yeah, finally got it working. Cause this is a sprayer that we bought down in Ohio. There's a previous video about that. But basically we're just going through it, replacing any hoses, anything that don't work. I mean, just updating it all. And so Sydney thinks he got the foamer figured out.
Maybe. I think I still need. I don't know. You guys can all tell me I'm doing it wrong. So I've
They
got
don't do that.
the pump, the air pump. It's got a T. There's like a pressure valve here of some sort that it doesn't open until there's so much pressure or something. But I don't know exactly what that's for or how that's working.
Well,
But it's there.
it works.
I've got a loop going through here into this valve. This valve pressurizes this tank. This lid did not have an O-ring. I had to put an O-ring on it for it to seal. So,
Good
I
job.
don't know.
So now it seals, but then
I
the
don't know
other,
if that's intended, but
but the other side is it shoves your.
this is the output, so it's got a big rod that goes all the way down to the bottom of the tank.
So that's your dye that comes
So
out.
it sucks from the bottom?
Or it blows.
It blows
Oh.
and pushes it. Kind of like a hand pump sprayer.
There you go.
There you go.
And then I've got the dye concentrate coming in here, and it splits and goes to either of these two valves. And then these two valves here are air valves, so the other air loop loops around and tees off. It either comes, I don't get this. It either comes out the top of this valve or it comes out the normal spot of that valve.
So
Okay.
Yeah, so I have a T pulling air off of the top of this one, mixing with this valve, and then I have a T, mixing the other side. So if I hit left or if I hit right, it blends.
I think we're got power up, right?
Yeah, just right. You don't have to. You don't have to have that on.
Okay.
But I only got right hooked
Let's
up.
say we're right, which is.
Right.
Which is this side.
But
I gotta remember sitting in the seat. So there you go. Kick your eye.
the other side is, I think we might need to put a check valve in this line.
It's going through.
Yep. It shoves all that air back in that tank. And it takes a while for.
So they're mixing, or they're mixed by the time they come out here, right?
Well, it's shoving air,
Yeah, it is kind of mixing it, and then it's shoving it
but
through
I am.
the screen in here.
So what I'm a little concerned about is that foam is real runny.
That's still really running?
Oh, it should be like a ball and just.
Well, I'm trying. I know.
So that's why I'm
This
wondering.
is all new to Sydney.
So we're
I don't know.
So we're mixing it up there. Yeah, that's not at all.
Should it come out faster than that?
No,
Than this?
I just
No,
need
but it
less
should-
liquid.
it should. Yeah, you're
Don't
good.
put it on your hand.
So it should look like a marshmallow.
Yeah, just a foam ball.
Foam ball.
Every so often.
That's water. That's not.
So you may also have the side of.
So you may be back to doing 2 hoses.
I can't. It doesn't even mix right
Out
it
there.
just shoves liquid and yeah, it's just water running right out.
Well,
There's the liquid.
let's let it. Don't. Yeah.
I'm trying. I don't know.
All right, let's see what she does. Because it should make like a big ball of foam. in the
Yeah,
truck.
that's what I've recalled.
Let's see what it does.
It's still too soupy. The issue is the tank cell's taking long to figure out.
I'm not saying that won't work, but I don't know how much solution. I mean,
Yeah, but probably a little while.
right there. All right, I'm gonna put that in line with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried running the air down the line and the liquid down the line and mixing it with the tea, but I did not have good
See,
success.
right
with
there
it
is
either.
more what it should look like. Them balls.
Only bigger.
No, just a
We're making
foam sludge
bubbles.
is what you want.
Okay. So what? Some other one? There you go. So what? There.
You
So
want
what-
a bubble.
So what you could do, and I'm gonna, is have a short PVC going down with another screen in it. So it kind of catches that, and then it blows air through it. That's why I was curious what's in that.
Yeah, I haven't pulled the end off it.
No, I would say leave it at that. Leave it at that. But let's
That's
pull
pretty
that
wide.
apart. And this might be somebody's homemade contraption. That's what I'm a little bit. All right, we'll shut her off and
Pretty cool.
We'll play around with it.
So he's gonna spray it. There's some water in the tank, the yellow tank. So he's gonna start it up to make sure water comes out of everyone. Just like that. There's one there and two over there.
This one's clogged.
Oh, plugged.
That's better, Melanie. It feels good.
These two don't work.
Oh. Or maybe it's just clogged.
They just gotta turn it on.
It's not plugged.
Oh.
Now it's plugged through.
Couple plugs.
Well,
We bought some square straw bales. So there's about 31 bales here, I guess. So it's our trailer that Kevin fixed up, and we were able to haul them on this. And now Sanders is going to be unloading them and putting them away. So, and we were able to get a load of sawdust shavings. When was that? Last month. So, yeah, the bedding situation has improved, but now we're getting to nicer weather, so we don't need it quite as much as we did this winter. Mackenzie has her goats out on pasture for a little bit. She might put them back in because they're talking snow here in a couple days.